Welcome to the Disneyland Beat, where our toes tap to a Disneyland drum.
And we always whistle while we work.
Well, a year has brought quite a few changes to the quick service dining locations at the parks, both in the menu options and in how they operate.
And finding breakfast in the park, well, that can be pretty tricky too.
Come on into Disneyland with us as we check out the dining locations where most people will eat inside the park in 2023.
Like, subscribe, and stick around.
Disneyland is your land.
Come seek an adventure at the old pirates, eh?
Make the jump to light speed.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Hi, I'm Amy.
And I'm TC.
Heading into Disneyland in 2023, most people will eat at one of the quick service locations found throughout the parks. Most of these dining locations have a limited themed menu, but when taken as a whole, there really are a lot of options.
In 2023, all of these locations are offering mobile ordering, with the exception of fruit stands and some smaller kiosks and carts. We will try not to sound like a broken record with it, but most of the time, we're going to recommend mobile ordering. It can be a pretty convenient feature if you let it be.
Okay, let's head into the park. We often like to start our Disneyland day at Adventureland, home to true life adventures. There are 3 quick service locations in this land, really 2.5. On your left as you walk in is the Tiki Juice Bar. Here you can get classic pineapple Dole Whip and Dole Whip floats. They taste best when enjoyed on the Tiki Room Lanai or inside the theater itself.
The lines for this popular spot used to be really long, but now with the mobile order window on the inside of the juice bar, they stay pretty short.
Around the back of the Enchanted Tiki Room is the Tropical Hideaway, a quick service dining spot with lots of wonderful seating overlooking the Jungle Cruise. This is a great spot with a lot of Disneyland history. The Tahitian Terrace and Aladdin's Oasis have entertained guests here for decades with dinner and a show.
You can mobile order here, but it's usually a quick line either way. There's 3 different flavors of Dole Whip here. Currently they have pineapple, cherry, and lime whips and floats, although that can rotate. There are often seasonal fruity sundaes as well.
The Tropical Hideaway also has 3 varieties of baos, those delicious stuffed steamed buns. There is the Loco Moco bao with ham, egg, and beef, the lime chicken bao, which includes butternut squash, and there's a veggie bao too. There's also a traditional pork lumpia, which is kind of like a spring roll that is tasty.
We really like the food on this menu, but it's $6.49 for a bao and $7.49 for the lumpia. The portions feel really small for the cost. But luckily there is another quick service location you can order from while still enjoying the same amazing seating location. The Bengal Barbecue is right next door.
The Bengal Barbecue specialty is shish kebab skewers grilled in sight over an open flame. The smells from this place permeate most of Adventureland and never fail to raise our appetites.
There's a variety of skewers. You can get spicy or sweet beef, chicken, pork belly, veggie skewers, and the decadent bacon-wrapped asparagus. They're all really good, and they range in cost from $5.99 for the veggie to $7.99 for the pork belly. Personally, we recommend the veggie, the beef, and the chicken skewers. You get 3 to 4 big charred chunks of meat or veg with some really good sauce.
This is a mobile order location and does have its own small seating section inside the Adventureland Bazaar building. The 2 sides here are good as well. They have a hummus plate and tiger tails, which are yummy, cheesy breadsticks. The dining spots in Adventureland don't offer breakfast and stick to their specific themed menus.
New Orleans Square is a diner's delight. It ranges from the upscale private lounge Club 33 and the fancy $15,000 dinner at 21 Royal to the Blue Bayou Restaurant and Cafe Orleans, 2 of the park's best table service locations. However, it also has some great quick service options too.
We recently learned that as of February 17th of this year, the French Market, the major quick service restaurant in New Orleans Square, and the Mint Julep Bar, home of non-alcoholic mint juleps and beignets, will close for a retheme and reopen later in the year as Tiana's Palace.
We don't know if this means it's only going to be closed for a few months or if it's going to be out for the majority of the year, but it does sound like the menu is going to stay pretty similar to what we have. At the French Market, there's 2 delicious po' boy sandwich entrees. They're really good. There's a shrimp one and a beef one. They're $14.69.
Thankfully, the hearty jambalaya is back this year. You can get it with seafood, chicken and sausage, or there's a vegetarian version too. Jambalayas cost $13.49 to $15.49. All around, we think the portions of the French Market are generous and the food is good.
There's 2 famous dining counters in New Orleans Square. One of them is the Royal Street Veranda, which specializes in bread bowl soups. It has clam chowder as well as a steak and a veggie gumbo on the menu. But there's actually 3 dining spots in New Orleans Square that serve bread bowl soups, and they all all have different ones, so you can actually shop around for your New Orleans Square bread bowl experience. They cost the same at all of them at $11.99.
The final quick service dining spot in the land is found over by the water at the Harbor Galley. This spot has expanded a bit in the past year. It's always had a few great chairs and tables tucked away, but now there's Pelican's Landing, a new seating area right by Fowler's Harbor looking over the river and often the sailing ship Columbia.
The Harbor Galley menu has expanded a little too. This is the third location where you can get the bread bowl soups, and they always have a clam chowder, but this year they have a mushroom, vegetable, and farro stew that sounds lovely. This location is also famous for its huge lobster rolls, which are pretty decadent and $15.99 a pop. And there's a new menu option, a tuna salad sandwich with albacore tuna and tomato on same yummy rolls as the lobster that costs $10.69. And that's one of the more affordable options out there.
Heading around to Critter Country all the way in the back is Pooh Corner. It's not really a dining location, but it's worth mentioning. There is a candy kitchen inside with insanely yummy brownies, cookies, Tigger or Cheshire Cat tails, and more yummy stuff. Items will even pop up on mobile order from time to time. It's likely to be a quiet spot this year, once Splash Mountain closes especially.
The other main spot in Critter Country is the Hungry Bear restaurant. Where this was once the end of the line, it's now something you just pass by on your way to and from Galaxy's Edge, the newer Star Wars land. The restaurant sits at the entrance to Critter Country, so you really don't have to go into it to eat here. It has tons of seating on 2 levels overlooking the rivers, and it's one of the very few locations on this list to have bathrooms at the exact same location. Most quick service locations have restrooms nearby, but not actually in the restaurant. Fun, huh? Well, Hungry Bear actually has them in the restaurant.
Hungry Bear is a very popular hamburger and chicken sandwich joint, but it doesn't open until 11 a.m. Are you noticing the trend that breakfast can be hard to find these days, especially on this side of the park?
Hungry Bear always has a classic cheeseburger, which has climbed in cost to $12.79 this year. And they're typically pretty good. And there's a honey spice chicken sandwich that we like, and Amy's favorite, the barbecue chicken salad. These cost between $12 and $13 and come with fries or onion rings. The fries are not our favorite, but the upcharge onion rings, they're well done.
Usually there's a rotating menu. Right now you can get a spicy black cheeseburger that adds pepper jack and shishito peppers to the burger, as well as some type of funnel cake. The funnel cakes are messy goodness. Also worth mentioning is the Hungry Bear Fantasmic on the Go dining package. It's the most affordable dining package and the only one we know of connected to a quick service location. You get to eat dinner or lunch, choosing from a specific menu, or you can order off the usual Hungry Bear menu, and you can get a voucher for a special seating area to enjoy Fantasmic. It can be a great deal.
Frontierland has 3 quick service dining locations. Coming from New Orleans Square, the first you're going to encounter is the Stage Door Cafe. There's lots of outdoor seating here, right up next to the Riverbell Terrace overlooking the waterfront. It's a really lovely spot.
The Stage Door Cafe specializes in deep-fried food. Chicken tenders, fish and chips, and the mighty Disneyland corn dog make up the menu with fries on the side. Chili cheese fries, too. Entrees cost $10.59 to $11.99.
This also seems like a good time to point out the Disney check meals. If you have toddlers or youngsters, there's almost always a Disney check meal available, meaning that it checks the box on Disney's nutritional standards. Often it includes an orange, yogurt, crackers, and carrots, stuff like that.
Of course, the Stage Door Cafe shares the same kitchen as the Golden Horseshoe Saloon. This famous location and favorite spot of Walt Disney's has stopped pretending that it's a different place pretty much altogether. The same fish and chips can be gotten inside, and if you ask for it, the corn dog too.
There are also mozzarella sticks on the menu, and there's a chicken mixed green salad that costs $10.99. The real joy is the ice cream. Right now it has cookie butter churro sundaes and a strawberry ice cream float that are a perfect fit for this historic location.
Across the town from the saloon is Rancho del Zocalo, which offers great variety while still having a tight, straightforward menu. Our favorite is the trio of street tacos, 1 beef, 1 chicken, and 1 cauliflower with lots of cilantro, rice, and beans for $13.99. It's not a bad deal.
There's a burrito, chicken or beef, with guajiro sauce, and an enchilada plate with red chili sauce that are all satisfying meals. And there are large tostada and Caesar salads that are pretty huge. Prices range from $12 to $15 for entrees.
The ambiance is excellent, and the views of Frontierland and Big Thunder Mountain Railroad are the best. As far as breakfast in Frontierland goes, the only option is the breakfast chimichanga cart.
Let's head on into Batu. The main quick service dining location is Docking Bay 7, off of the Millennium Falcon hangar, and it opens at 11 a.m. This restaurant has a bit of outdoor seating, but it boasts one of the largest indoor seating areas in the park. The chefs do try to give the food here on the Outer Rim a bit more flavor.
There is an excellent chicken salad for $14.29 that's quite a meal, and usually a few hot, fairly home-style cooked meals. A chicken and mashed potatoes dish, a beef and pasta dish with roasted vegetables, and a shrimp curry stew that tastes a bit like gumbo. Prices for entrees range from $16 to $19. Much like the rest of the park, there is only one menu here.
Docking Bay 7 is really the only full meal in Batu, but we do need to point out Ronto Roasters. For one thing, they do have breakfast. That's right, we finally found some. During the morning hours, you can get a Ronto morning wrap for $13.49 that has scrambled eggs, sausage, cheese, and a yummy peppercorn sauce. It's all wrapped in a pita. It's pretty darn good.
The regular Ronto wrap has some roasted pork over a pork sausage. Think fancy hot dog with slaw, the same sauce, all on a pita. It too is pretty good, though for $13.99, note it's heavy on taste, not portions. There's also a veggie version with plant-based sausage and kimchi toppings, giving it a whole new dimension. Tasty stuff.
Okay, our search for quick service dining now takes us into Fantasyland, to one of the park's staple locations, the Red Rose Tavern. It's themed to Beauty and the Beast. It's a charming spot with lots of enchanted touches. It has 2 large rooms inside and a decent amount of seating outside. It can be a little tough to get table right at lunchtime, though.
We really like this spot, particularly if you're trying to satisfy a bunch of different people's palates on a budget. The food's not necessarily cheaper here, but the menu, though small, has some variety. You can get a burger or pizza or salad or breakfast all in one place, dependably and at a decent price.
As one of the few quick-service breakfast locations to offer more than just one breakfast item anyways, this is a go-to these days. There used to be more breakfast spots at the park prior to the pandemic, but currently there are also several table service and hotel dining location breakfast options.
At the Red Rose, you can get that Mickey-shaped pancake with berries and bacon for $9.49. Kids will love it. They have a gourmet breakfast sandwich, which is new this year, a creme fraiche egg, which is scrambled eggs with cream, Munster cheese and bacon on a toasted English muffin with potato bites. That's going to be a big hit, we predict. Sounds delish and a step up from your average breakfast sandwich at $10.99. There's also an eggs, bacon, and potatoes platter for $9.49.
The lunch and dinner menu is pretty solid. There's the classic Angus cheeseburger for $12.79 and chicken tenders. The side here is tavern potato bits, think tater tots. And we really like the look of the new chicken cordon bleu sandwich for $15.29 and the enchanted grilled cauliflower sandwich with spicy lime aioli.
They also offer a couple different salads with and without protein, as well as flatbread pizzas. The pizzas are only $9.99 and come with pepperoni or cheese. Right now, there's a specialty flatbread with pepperoni, sausage, ham, and arugula for $12.49. Of course, don't forget the gray stuff for dessert. It is delicious.
The Troubadour Tavern is adjacent to the Fantasyland Theater, and honestly, it's just basically its snack bar. But right now, it's boasting one of the best and most sophisticated menus it's ever had. It's got the savory covered with a chicken dish with a Middle Eastern chermoula sauce, as well as potato sambusas. Think samosas, but filled with curry potato, mixed vegetables, and mango. Both of these dishes cost $10.49.
There's a loaded baked potato available here for $8.49, a long-time menu item of this location. There's also a bunch of Lion King themed cookies and sweets on the menu here to complement Tale of the Lion King playing at the Fantasyland Theater.
The final quick service counter in Fantasyland is found over by the Matterhorn, Edelweiss Snacks. This spot does boast a fantastic seating area. There's a small dock out over the water that used to be the loading area for the classic motorboat cruise attraction, full of tables. And for a small counter, this place has some big meals.
If you are looking for giant turkey legs, super huge, this is the place. You can get turkey legs, you can get barbecue turkey legs, and you can get the all-new buffalo turkey leg with a side of ranch. These are Disney park staples, and they certainly catch your eye when you see someone carrying them by. Some folks love them. They taste more like processed ham than turkey to us, though. Lots of sodium, but to each their own.
Turkey legs cost $12.99 a pop. At Edelweiss, you can get corn on the cob on a stick for $5.29. Is one of the best, healthiest, and most affordable snacks in the park. And it's all available with mobile ordering.
The chimichanga that used to be on the menu here is gone at the moment, but they have a darn good bratwurst with sauerkraut on a garlic chive bun. It's a heavy meal, but you're gonna need all the energy for your trek up the Matterhorn mountain. Auf Wiedersehen!
And that brings us to a brand new, kind of brand new area to the park, Mickey's Toontown. When the land reopens March 8th, a new counter service dining location, Daisy's Cafe, will open with it. We don't have the menu yet, but we do have pretty good guesses as to what's going to be on it.
The model for the land showed the fantastic seating area, which looked to have lots of tables with some shade this time, and it also had people eating pizza. We expect personal-sized cheese and pepperoni pizzas to be on the menu. We also think that as Pluto's Doghouse is now gone, hot dogs will be a main entree as well.
We figure if you round that out with a couple nice salads, and there's going to be the fruit market right next door, you're going to have a nice little dining spot. The model also shows that there's going to be a mobile order window as well. We doubt breakfast is going to be served here. Traditionally, Mickey's Toontown opens a touch later than the rest of the park, and we expect that might continue.
Tomorrowland, surprisingly perhaps, has two of the most accessible, kid-friendly dining locations at Disneyland. Alien Pizza Planet is a hugely popular venue with wonderful theming inside and out. There are a ton of seating options from outside under the rocket, inside in the air conditioning, or the large room inside the Space Mountain complex.
Here at Alien Pizza Planet, which is kind of the park's closest thing to an Italian dining location, they sell pizza. There's cheese and pepperoni and something seasonal usually. At the moment, it's a pretty cool slice with chorizo, potatoes, and marinated red onions. It's interesting. And a slice of pie here is going to set you back $8 to $9. That's a lot for a slice.
Perhaps the better options are the salads and pasta dishes. For pasta, there's a chicken Alfredo and chicken enchilada, which uses a creamy tomatillo sauce. It's all fusilli shaped and runs $12 to $13. We also really like the Impossible Bolognese pasta dish with seasoned vegetables.
The main salads here are heavy on the protein, though there is a garden salad you can get as a side. The big ones are hefty chicken Caesar salad and an antipasto salad. It's full of pepperoni and pepperoncinis for $10.79.
Over by the Tomorrowland Terrace stage is the Galactic Grill. This kitchen is one of the oldest in the park, can handle volume, and has a huge amount of covered outdoor seating options. Mobile ordering makes things easier here, we think.
The Galactic Grill does offer breakfast, mainly breakfast sandwiches, and the in and out of there is probably quicker than at the Red Rose Tavern. Quality similar. There's a breakfast burrito and a loaded breakfast sandwich, which is huge. It has sausage, bacon, eggs, and hash browns all in the sandwich. Quite filling. Both of these cost $11.
You can also get French toast sticks for $8 and an Impossible breakfast bowl that uses plant-based sausage.
For the lunch and dinner menu, there's always the classic cheeseburger and a seasonal burger. At the moment, it's a grilled pineapple and ham top burger. Looks pretty yummy. And if you're taking notes, this is the third and final hamburger joint in the park.
There's a new menu item here this year, though, a mushroom Philly sandwich which uses sautéed mushrooms, peppers, onions, and more, and serves it on a hoagie roll. Looks good. There's also a corn and black bean veggie wrap and chopped salad on the menu. The Galactic Grill has come a long way from its only hamburgers and hot dog beginnings.
This also seems like a great time to point out that the Galactic Grill and every quick service place will have rotating souvenir mugs, tumblers, popcorn buckets, and more souvenir stuff available. Every place has something unique. This year, expect to see a lot of Disney 100 Years of Wonder merch.
And that brings us to the final land on our culinary quick service tour, Main Street, USA. There are more dining spots tucked into this little land than you might think, and we aren't even talking about Starbucks or the Candy Kitchen. First, there are two places around the hub worth a visit. The Jolly Holiday Bakery Cafe has lots of cookies and snacks, but it's a great place to eat a light meal as well.
This charming spot, themed to Mary Poppins, has a house specialty, grilled cheese with tomato basil soup. It's a can't go wrong combo for sure, and it's available all day at $13.49. This year, there's a new variation, a beef birria grilled cheese sandwich served with consommé. Yummy.
During the lunch hour, you can also get deli sandwiches here. There's a turkey on ciabatta option and a roast beef and cheddar on a hoagie roll. Both cost $11 and are very good.
You can also get breakfast here. The egg bacon croissant is worth every penny of its $8.99 price. It's a big yummy breakfast meal. It's also worth noting that Main Street USA opens 30 minutes or so, depends each day, before the rest of the park does. So this is a great spot to grab that early morning meal.
Next door and practically sharing seating is Refreshment Corner. This fun spot is Disneyland's gourmet hot dog stand to beat the band. Sure, you can get a traditional hot dog with chips for $8.79, but you can also step it up with chili and cheese or even the mac and cheese hot dog.
This year we're excited that bread bowl soups have returned to Refreshment Corner. There's two options. You can get Walt's famous hearty chili, or you can get mac and cheese. Or you can actually get a mix of the two and a sourdough bread bowl for $12.
Also on the menu here are Mickey pretzels. You might find other versions at carts around the park, but here you can get a cream cheese or nacho cheese filled version of Mickey's Head pretzel style.
And perfectly complementing Refreshment Corner across the street is Little Red Wagon. The motor coach serves up corn dogs and only corn dogs. Most of the time, they're the best, most golden, delicious corn dog that you've ever had. They come with chips and a mandarin, and you need to try them at least once in your life.
Which brings us to our favorite Disneyland quick service restaurant. Hands down, it's no contest, easy choice, the Plaza Inn.
The Plaza Inn does offer breakfast, but it's a special character breakfast with a pretty hefty added cost, and reservations are definitely required.
For lunch or dinner, this is one of the few restaurants where we do not mobile order. The cafeteria style of serving keeps things moving well. You can't go wrong with the fried chicken here. Huge portions, great sides, and it's a Disneyland tradition.
You're also going to find a pot roast and a chipotle pineapple glazed salmon that are both delicious. The main entrees here cost $19 to $20, and again, very generous portions.
There's also a penne pasta with your choice of sauce on the menu, but we've never had it here. We have had the desserts though. The Plaza Inn usually has a celebratory cake, and right now it's offering a strawberry layer cake with vanilla cream and fresh strawberries.
Well, that's it, folks. Hope we didn't make you hungry. Make sure you subscribe so you catch the updated dining videos for DCA and Downtown Disney too.
Please check out our Shopify store where we sell superlative framed photography and canvas prints of the parks. Links in the description.
Thanks, everyone. May the light in the firehouse window always shine brightly, and may your dreams always come true.
See you real soon, Mouseketeers.
Cereal bowl sets. Pretty cute. Although an upside down panda would kind of be brutal. Oh, and also we have some Red Panda suitcases.